can't believe it. I can't believe it. Back with another video today. It doesn't stop, the baseball gods. You're listening to me. Now, of course, I'm a Mets fan. I guess I need to say that because whenever I wear another team jersey or hat, everyone goes, "Wah!" goes crazy. But I'm wearing a Cardinals jersey in today's video because, of course, today's trade has to deal with the St. Louis Cardinals. Because St. Louis has just acquired Paul Goldschmidt from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Wow. Now, before we get going into my analysis and my reaction of this trade, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button on this video. Keep up the amazing support. You've been beasts. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. You don't want to miss out. We're coming at you what seems like every single day with new stuff, so subscribe. And get down in that comment section below. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. What do you think about the Paul Goldschmidt trade? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? What are your thoughts and opinions? You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. It's a good way to get in contact with me as well. So let's get going into this crazy Paul Goldschmidt trade that just happened. Of course, the past, pretty much since the offseason has started, it has been rumored that Arizona is going to be trading Paul Goldschmidt to a team. We didn't know who. There was the Astros. There's a little bit of talk of maybe the Yankees, but that dwindled down a bit. But it's really been the Astros and the Cardinals that have been the main two teams that have been discussed in these trade rumors. Now, of course, we know what it meant for the Astros. Huge trade. But what does this mean for the St. Louis Cardinals? Well, first off, St. Louis is getting one of the best players in all of baseball in Paul Goldschmidt. The dude is an absolute stud. It's honestly crazy he has not won an MVP yet because he is so good every single year. We're just going to go through his stats really quickly. I may or may not have them on the screen. Depends how much I want to do editing-wise. Sometimes I get a little lazy. So Paul Goldschmidt's been in the league since 2012. That's when he really got his first full season in the majors. His 162-game average, so, a full baseball season. Here are what his average numbers are. This is an average. Paul Goldschmidt averages 105 runs scored, 175 hits per year, 40 doubles, 3 triples, 31 homers, 105 RBIs, a 297 batting average, 398 on-base percentage, 532 slugging, and a 930 OPS to give him an average OPS plus of 145 every single year. By the way, did I mention Paul Goldschmidt is a Gold Glove first baseman as well? He has won 3 Gold Gloves in pretty much 6 years. The dude hits 30 home runs, drives in 100 RBIs, gets 40 doubles a year. You're getting 70 extra base hits out of this guy every single year, driving in 100 runs, scoring 100 runs. He's getting on base 40% of the time, getting a hit 30% of the time. His slugging percentage is over 500, OPS in the 900s. He is such a good player. It's unbelievable. He might be the most underrated player in all of baseball, and I stick by that. A fellow MLB YouTuber by the name of Fuzzy put out a top 5 list of the best all-around players in Major League Baseball, and he left out Paul Goldschmidt. I'm not taking shots here. I just want to say how underrated he is. People forget about him because he played in Arizona. He played out west. He is so good. The dude fields. He hits. He runs the bases. He averages what? 18 stolen bases a season from your first baseman who hits 30-plus home runs, who hits 20 doubles, gets on base. He's just so incredibly good. So for the St. Louis Cardinals, wow. Yeah, St. Louis, you're pumped. You were pumped because you got Paul Goldschmidt. You got that first baseman you've been missing since Albert Pujols. You got that huge right-handed bat to go along with Marcell Ozuna, to go along with Paul DeYoung, to go along with Colton Wong now at second base. You got Yadier Molina behind the dish. Still need a third baseman. Still need a little bit of outfield help. But that Paul Goldschmidt bat makes such a big difference. Jose Martinez can now play in the corner outfield. Yeah, so I realized while editing, I didn't mention Matt Carpenter in the Cardinals lineup. Hello? Do I even watch baseball? So yeah, I'm putting it in here. I know Matt Carpenter's on the Cardinals, but sometimes I forget when I do these videos. Back to the video, though. You got Harrison Bader, who's come up and looked like he's going to be a fantastic player for the Cardinals. You get someone in free agency, maybe Bryce Harper, and this team... Whoa. This team is very, very scary because Paul Goldschmidt added to that lineup is just, it elevates everybody. It makes everyone that much better. He just adds so much. He adds so much to this team. I can't overstate it enough. He's so good. And like I said, when you hear what they gave up for Paul Goldschmidt, my goodness. Now, I understand that Paul Goldschmidt is a free agent in the upcoming season, 2020 offseason. But St. Louis has come out and said that they wouldn't make this trade if they didn't think that they had a chance to re-sign Paul Goldschmidt. Because I think St. Louis will be able to throw the money at him. And unless the Houston Astros, which he's from the Woodlands, which is basically a suburb of Houston. But unless the Astros pretty much throw the same amount of money or more money at him, I can't see why he wouldn't want to stay in St. Louis. That's going to be a very competitive team. They could be the team to beat in the Central right now, honestly. Let's not say that. They need a few pieces still, but they're damn close. I don't see why he would want to leave St. Louis. Paul Goldschmidt's just so good. St. Louis Cardinal fans, you should be absolutely pumped. I did this for the Padres and it became a meme. Maybe it'll become a meme for St. Louis Cardinal fans. But St. Louis Cardinal fans, stand up. Stand up, St. Louis. Fantastic trade. Well done. Well done. I gotta take off this hat. It is squeezing my head right now. Did my head grow? What happened? Look at my hair. Maybe I'll put the hat back on. Nah, we're rolling without the hat. In regards for Arizona, we've known that they're going to be in a rebuilding phase. They've been talking about wanting to trade Goldschmidt. They've been talking about wanting to trade Greinke all offseason. They got rid of Goldschmidt. Now, what did they get back in return? They got Luke Weaver, they got Carson Kelly, and they got Andy Young. Luke Weaver being the best prospect or the best piece that they got in this trade. Starting pitcher, he's been up for about 2 seasons now. Luke Weaver had a very nice rookie campaign in 2017. He made 13 appearances, 10 starts. He went 7-2 with a 3.88 ERA, pitched about 60 innings. His whip was 1.26 for the season in 2017. Hits per 9, 8.8. Home runs, 1 inning per 9 innings. He wasn't walking a whole lot of guys, 2.5 per 9, and he was striking out a decent rate, 10.7. Now, last year, he took a little bit of a step back. He appeared in 30 games, 25 of which he started, 7-11 record, but here's the numbers that really matter. 4.95 ERA, so nearly a 5 ERA, not very good. 136 innings pitched, and in those innings, he had a whip of almost 1.5. It was 1.496, so again, walking and giving up a lot of hits, and all his numbers got worse from 27 to 2018. So, like I said, his hits per 9 went up to 9.9, almost 10 hits per 9 innings. He was giving up more home runs at 1.3, he was walking more guys at a 3.6 rate per 9, and he was striking out less at 8.0, which is almost 3 strikeouts less per 9 innings, which is quite a big difference. So Luke Weaver, we're not really sure what kind of pitcher we're getting with him. He's got some great stuff, but he's kind of been inconsistent. He had that great year in 2017 as a rookie. You thought that there was a lot of potential with him, but then last year he took a little bit of a step back. I see that he didn't pitch as many games as he would have liked, so there were some little injury problems here and there, but it just wasn't really a great season for Luke Weaver. So I don't think Arizona got an ace in Luke Weaver. Like, I don't think he's going to be their future #1. Next player they got was Carson Kelly, who of course was a hyped up catching prospect for the St. Louis Cardinals, but he's being blocked by Yadi Molina, who we know isn't going anywhere anytime soon. He's probably got at least 2 or 3 years left in him where he's going to be productive. Because of Yadi being the beast that he is behind the plate, Carson Kelly hasn't gotten too much time in the major leagues. Spent some time in 2016, 2017, and 2018, but it's only accumulated to about 60 games. Similar to JP Crawford, he's come up and he hasn't hit a lick. His career batting average is 154, 227 on base percentage, a 188 slugging, which is kind of scary. The dude has not hit a home run in 117 at-bats, and he only has 4 doubles. I mean, he's really not hitting the ball. Overall in the minors, wasn't that great of a hitter either. He was a 255 career hitter in the minors with an on-base percentage of 324, slugging of 380. So, offensively, not great. Carson Kelly's one of these guys that was hyped up more as a younger player, and as he's gotten older, his grades have gotten lower and lower. What he essentially is a defensive catcher, which is pretty impressive considering he started off as a third baseman, moved to catcher. He's pretty good defensively, but just can't swing the bat, it seems like. So from that perspective, I don't really know about Arizona if you're excited about getting Luke Weaver and Carson Kelly thus far. And we still have one more guy to discuss, which is Andy Young, second baseman. Wasn't a top 30 prospect of the Cardinals on MLB.com. He's 24 years old. He's been in the minors for quite some time. He was a late round pick back in 2016. I honestly don't know too much about Andy Young. When looking at his stats, it looks like he has a little bit of pop in his bat. He plays second base. He's a pretty decently sized dude, 6 foot, 195 pounds at second base. That's not small. Last year in the minors, between an A advanced ball and AA, he hit 21 homers, a batting average of 289, on base percentage of 379, slugging 479, OPS 858. So he can definitely swing the bat a bit. That's not a doubt. I don't know too much about him fielding wise. Again, wasn't a highly touted prospect, wasn't on MLB.com, so I really don't have too much research on him, but I have looked at his swing on YouTube. I like it a lot. I think the dude takes some war hacks at the plate, but it's very compact. I just like what he does. Not a whole lot of movement. He's pretty good at the dish. So overall, for Paul Goldschmidt, I guess the reason why they didn't get so much for him is because he's technically seen as a rental. He hasn't signed an extension yet with the Cardinals. It's still technically up in the air if he will or not. But at the same time, for one of the best players in all of baseball, I would have expected the Arizona Diamondbacks to get a lot more, and it just doesn't seem like they did. Luke Weaver, yeah, he has some potential, but at the end of the day, is he really an ace? No. Carson Kelly, you got a defensive catcher. It doesn't look like the dude's going to hit a lick in the majors, considering he only hit for like 250 in the minors, and his slugging percentage was extremely low. And then Andy Young, kind of just a throw-in, it seems like. He excites me the most, almost between him and Carson Kelly. I like his upside a lot better, but at the same time, you know, he hasn't really risen up through the minor leagues as quickly as you would like someone who has some good potential. So overall, Cardinals definitely won this trade. I think you give this trade like an A. You gave up nothing. You gave up nothing for Paul Goldschmidt, and you got Alex Reyes coming back from injury this year, so you can essentially slot him into the starter rotation instead of Luke Weaver. I really like the trade from the Cardinals perspective. From the Diamondbacks perspective, not crazy about it. If I'm a Diamondbacks fan, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get more. I would have thought that Alex Reyes surely would have been a part of this deal. that's not the case. So if I'm a Diamondbacks fan, I'm a little disappointed because we're going into a rebuild and we didn't really get much. It seems like the trade market's been a little weird this offseason. I've got to say, you see the Cano and Diaz trade where the Mets send some top prospects, and then you get a trade like this where you get a couple guys that have played in the majors but really haven't been like, wow. Got the Gene Segura trade. There's so many trade rumors going on in Major League Baseball right now, so it's hard to predict what's going to happen next. I would love to know your guys' opinion on the Paul Goldschmidt trade in the comment section below. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. You can also hit me up on Twitter at GiraffeNeckMarc, link in the description. Make sure you leave a like on this video if you did enjoy it. It helps me out a ton. It really does help out the channel, trust me. And subscribe if you're new and you want to see more of this content. You know, click that subscribe button. It's free. You get to see more baseball content from me if you like me, or if you hate me, well, yeah, that's understandable too. And that should take us to the end of this video. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here. This is my most recent upload. Yeah, this is my most recent upload. So click one of these, support the channel, watch those videos if you haven't seen them yet, or if you have seen them, watch them again. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow if the baseball gods keep being kind to me. Bye.